Hello. Welcome to the Formula 1 Encyclopedia channel. If you enjoy Formula 1, consider subscribing to the channel to receive more information and news. The 1958 Formula 1 season was the 9th edition promoted by the FIA. British driver Mike Hawthorn, from the Ferrari team, was crowned season champion. This was the first year in which the Constructors' Championship was contested, with Van Wall being the big winner. The season was also marked by the debut of Italian Maria Teresa De Filippis, the first woman to participate in a race in the category. De Filippis was registered for 4 Grand Prix, qualified for 3, and achieved a positive result with a 10th-place finish. It's worth noting that the season was marked by the farewell of Continental and Engelbert tire suppliers from the category. Now let's take a look at how the races of this season went. Race 1. On January 19, 1958, the Juan Y. Oscar Galvez racetrack in Argentina was the scene of an exciting car race, which became a milestone in the history of the sport. Great names from the world of motorsport gathered to compete in the race and offer speed fans an unforgettable spectacle. After 80 thrilling laps, driver Sterling Moss, from the Cooper Climax team, was crowned the winner, completing the race in a total time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, 33.700 seconds. It was an impressive performance by the driver, who showed all his skill and technique throughout the competition. Also noteworthy was the fastest lap of the race, which was achieved by Juan Manuel Fangio, although the exact time was not disclosed. Still, the achievement was a great feat for Fangio, who showed all his driving skills on a challenging track. On the other hand, the pole position was won by Juan Manuel Fangio, from the Maserati team. The impressive time achieved by the driver was crucial to securing a more privileged starting position and enabling an even more fierce competition. Race 2. On May 18, 1958, the Monaco Grand Prix took place on the Monaco circuit, one of the most exciting races in Formula 1. The big winner was Maurice Trintignant, from the Cooper Climax team, who completed the 100 laps of the circuit in an incredible time of 2 hours, 52 minutes, 27.900 seconds. It was a challenging race that required a lot of skill and strategy from the drivers. The fastest lap time was achieved by Mike Hawthorn, with an impressive time of 36 seconds, showing that he was a formidable opponent for his competitors. The pole position, on the other hand, was won by the Tony Brooks team, with the time of Van Wall, which gave them an initial advantage in the race. Race 3. On May 26, 1958, an exciting race took place at the famous Dutch circuit, Circuit Park Zandvoort. The competition brought together great names from the world of motorsports, and was marked by a lot of adrenaline and fierce competition for the winner's trophy. At the end of 75 laps, the acclaimed driver Sterling Moss, a member of the Van Wall team, became champion, completing the race in a total time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, 49.200 seconds. It was a brilliant victory that further cemented the name of this great icon of world motorsports. In addition to the win, Sterling Moss was also responsible for the fastest lap of the race, although the exact time was not disclosed. However, the feat was a great highlight of the competition, further emphasizing the skill and technique of the driver. Meanwhile, the pole position was won by the Van Wall team, led by driver Stuart Lewis Evans. Lewis Evans' impressive time was crucial in securing the most privileged starting position and making for an even more exciting race. Race 4. The most anticipated competition in North American motorsports, the Indianapolis 500, took place on May 30, 1958, at the prestigious Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Driver Jimmy Bryan of the Epperly Offenhauser team reached the top of the podium with the impressive mark of 200 laps, in a race that lasted 3 hours, 44 minutes, and 13.8 seconds. During the competition, the fastest lap was achieved by Tony Bettenhausen, with an impressive time of 55 seconds. The pole position was won by Dick Rathman's team with a Watson Offenhauser time a feat that certainly elevated the team's status. Race 5. On June 15, 1958, the Belgian car race took place at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps racetrack. With a total of 24 laps, the competition was won by Tony Brooks, a member of the Vanwall team. The total race duration was 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 6.3 seconds, with an average speed of 204.347 km per hour. The fastest lap of the race was achieved by Mike Hawthorne, with a time of 2 minutes and 24 seconds. The pole position, or the starting position in the first row, was won by the Ferrari team, represented by Mike Hawthorne, who recorded a time of 3 minutes and 48 seconds. The competition featured a fierce competition between the drivers, but Tony Brooks' skill and technique were crucial to the Vanwall team's victory. With a consistent performance throughout the race, the driver was able to maintain the lead and cross the finish line in first place. Race 6. The French race at the Circuit de Reims racetrack, held on July 6, 1958. The victory went to the talented British driver Mike Hawthorne of the Ferrari team, who completed the 50 laps in 2 hours, 3 minutes, 21.300 seconds. During the race, Mike managed to achieve the fastest lap, with an incredible time of 45 seconds. The pole position of the race was won by Mike Hawthorne himself, of the Ferrari team, with an enviable time. His car reached the end of the track in an impressive time for Ferrari. Race 7. On July 19, 1958, the England race took place at the Silverstone circuit. The competition was intense, and at the end of the 75 laps, the great winner was Peter Collins, a driver from the Ferrari team. The race lasted 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 4.2 seconds, which was the time needed for Collins to cross the finish line in first place. During the race, one of the highlights was the fastest lap, made by Mike Hawthorne, with a time of 50 seconds. The pole position, meaning the starting position in the first position, was conquered by the Stirling Moss team, with a Vanwall time. The competition was very close, with several drivers competing for position at all times. However, Collins showed great skill and technique, managing to maintain the lead until the end and thus securing the victory. The Ferrari team, to which Collins belonged, celebrated the result greatly. Race 8. The Germany race held at the iconic Nürburgring circuit on August 3, 1958, was an exciting and full of twists and turns. After 15 laps of great adrenaline, the winner was British driver Tony Brooks, a member of the Vanwall team. He crossed the finish line with a total time of 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 15 seconds, exactly, a true feat at the time. It is worth noting that the competition was intense, with several competitors taking turns leading the race. However, Brooks managed to maintain a steady pace and, with a lot of skill and strategy, crossed the finish line in first place, winning the well-deserved victory. The fastest lap of the race was marked by another great British driver, Stirling Moss, who set an impressive time of 3 seconds. A true record for the time, which left spectators speechless and other competitors impressed. The pole position, on the other hand, was conquered by Mike Hawthorne, a member of the Ferrari team, who recorded the best time in qualifying, securing the first position on the starting grid. Race 9. On August 24, 1958, the Portugal race took place at the Circuit de Boa Vista, with Stirling Moss, a driver from the Vanwall team, as the winner. Throughout 50 laps, Moss demonstrated his talent and skill by completing the race in 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 27.800 seconds. During the race, driver Mike Hawthorne, from the Ferrari team, set the fastest lap, with a time of 36 seconds, demonstrating his skill in the circuit's curves. The pole position, on the other hand, was conquered by Stirling Moss, from the Vanwall team, who achieved a surprising time in the qualifying race. Race 10. On September 7, 1958, the Italy Grand Prix was held at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza, one of the most iconic racetracks in the world. The race featured the participation of the top motorsport teams of the time, including the Van Wall team, led by Tony Brooks. The race was exciting from start to finish, with several drivers vying for the lead on each lap. However, in the end, it was Tony Brooks of the Van Wall team who crossed the finish line in first place, after completing 70 laps around the circuit. The total time of the race was 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 47.800 seconds, demonstrating the skill and determination of the driver. The fastest lap of the race was set by Phil Hill, with an impressive time of 26 seconds, which shows the high level of competition among the drivers. In addition, the pole position, that is, the starting position on the first row, was conquered by the team led by Sterling Moss, also from Van Wall, with an exceptional time. Race 11. The race took place at the Indianapolis circuit on October 19, 1958. The winner of the race was Sterling Moss, from the Van Wall team, who completed 53 laps in a total time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, 15 seconds, and 100 milliseconds. The fastest lap of the race was set by Sterling Moss, with a time of 21 seconds. The pole position was conquered by Mike Hawthorne, from the Ferrari team. This Grand Prix was marked by the tragic accident that claimed the life of Stuart Lewis Evans, Sterling Moss's teammate, on lap 42 of the 53 scheduled. Lewis Evans' Van Wall car exploded in flames after an engine failure, resulting in severe burns. Lewis Evans was quickly removed from the vehicle and taken to a hospital, but unfortunately, he did not survive and passed away 6 days later in England. Thus, the 1958 season ended with the English driver Sterling Moss from Van Wall becoming the runner-up with 41 points in the championship, only 1 point behind the champion Mike Hawthorne from the Ferrari team, who became the season champion with 42 points, winning his first title in the category. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like to support our work, and please leave a comment about what you thought of this content, so that we can continue to improve our channel even more. Thank you and see you next time.